I just happened to be working, doing a stone job where another guy was doing a tile job. I know the guy for 30 years, and I'm going to show you the way he did it. Then I'm going to do another tile job in my bathroom that's not on a concrete floor, but you'll get the idea. And I'm going to throw a couple other tips in at the end. So here we go. Ooh. Okay, this is a concrete floor that they ripped the linoleum up on. This is our tile man. He's doing the exact same thing. He's laying everything out dry first. So I'm making out cuts, making sure everything goes where it goes. Right over here, where he did a tile on the top, he's got that board going across. And then he's going to put his tile down to the floor tile. Here's what he used, an Ultraflex tube tile mortar with the polymer in it. Okay, same thing, he's dampening the floor, getting all the dust off of it. Putting the tiles down that's already been pre-cut. Now the floor is down. I'm just going to make a point here. What he did around, he put a board all the way around for the other tile. Because this concrete floor goes like this, and there's two things happening. He wanted to put this tile in first and have the other tile go down against it. It makes for a cleaner joint. All depends on how you want to do it. So now he's going to take these boards off and fill those tiles in. He's marking all the tile because the concrete floor is off, and he cuts each one so it fits right. Okay, that's the kind of grout they're using. This is for the grout. now he waited for a while until thought it was ready, about 30 minutes, and now he's sponging it off. Yeah, now he's just using burlap to get the haze off after it dries off for 20-30 minutes. So the very next day he comes back and he's using a heavy-duty grout haze remover. And he got it in there, and he's putting it on. Now he's using caulking to go around the corners and sides, and it's the same color as the grout. Now what happened, I took these tiles all out and I placed them, and the owner moved them all around for some reason. But they have the old cement on them. So I don't know what everybody else does. I get myself a little grinder, and I have a grinding wheel on it, and I just go over the top. That's it. That tile's reusable now. For little cuts, I just bring my grinder. For 4 or 5 cuts, it's not worth bringing the tile saw. So I just with my little grinder to make sure I fit, and that's it. Now, while I got this grinder out here, I want to show a point. So I'm going to kind of get down here and show you that we're on this post. See this post? And we got the level, and it's high around that post. It's high. And down here below the level, you got a big hole. So when you're putting your tile on, you're going to have this going on. So this grinder right here will work well taking that high spot down, but you use a vacuum to get the dust away from it. Or I get a little pump with water and do that. That keeps the dust down too. Now we worked on getting this down, getting it flat. So now we still have to contend with this hole. So all we're going to do is fill it in. We're not going to buy no floor levelers or anything. We're just going to buy regular grout. We're just going to use the regular grout. We're going to get our level like that. And then after that, I just get a trowel, flatten it out a little bit, and it's done. You don't have to be buying those expensive fillers. I'm doing another tile job. It's not on concrete, but it's on wood. And I want to make a point. Right here, I laid all my tiles out dry, so I know exactly where everything goes before I mix my mortar. I know this goes right here. I know where all my cuts are made. The point is, if you always lay stuff out dry, it'll always work out for you, and it eliminates a lot of mistakes. Now this is the stuff I'm using. It's a fast setting mortar, and you could, after 3 hours, you can do the whole thing with your grout. So I'm going to ask you, how come you don't have one of those mixers? Well, I'm only laying 20 tiles, and I can't see bringing all that stuff on the job, and all it does is make a big mess. So I'm going to do it the simple way as possible. That's about it. we ain't got to go crazy with it. All I'm doing is putting tile on a floor. So that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that mix right there. Now I'm going to take it in and lay my tile. Got to basically work around the camera here. And it's not concrete, it's wood. But it doesn't matter. I got to go by eye here. Just get my tile, lay it right in, just the way I took them out. Shake them in a little bit. Shake them in. Over here, I have to do it a certain way because that's the way they came out. So then, up against the tile. Back. Up against the tile and back. Shake it in there. Check your heights. Up against the tile and back. Up against the tile and back. Now when you get them all laid, you go over them. Try to make sure all your joints are even. Something like this, you can't do anything about it. It's the nature of the beast, or use tiles. I couldn't even match up there because that one was cut a certain way. So we reused the tiles and it worked out pretty good. Now we're going to let that dry. And then we're going to do our go over. Now for this job, we're just going to basically make our own grout. 1, 2. This is just masonry sand or plain sand. And we're going to get one of Portland, just like that. Maybe a hair more. Mix it up and make our own grout. So that's it. That's our own grout. Now, so I mixed up my homemade grout, and I'm just going to get it in there. You know, when you realize that a lot of these products they made are just an expensive way to do things. I'm just going to get it in there like that. This is it's like a rubber float. Well, I got it pretty nailed down. Just going to get myself a bucket of water and a sponge and go over it. Everybody says, well, Mike, I didn't know you could use regular cement. Well, that's all it is anyway. And already, look at how easier it is cleaning up than that stuff, that store-bought stuff they gave me last time. I've done usually on concrete floors or big jobs. Just make my own grout. Never had a complaint. sponge it off and let it sit for a while, and then we're good. Now this is just, oh, not too long later. I'd say about 30 minutes. Did the job all in one day. With that fast drying cement, you could do that job in one day. Basically, that's it.